Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Boter Plays Something. Tonight on Coffee Talk 2 Hibiscus and Butterfly, it's a meeting of the creative minds. As Rachel debuts her new single, Riona considers her options, and Lucas shares details on his newest endeavor. I'm Boter. Let's play something. Sunday, October 1st. I do believe this is Bailey's and Lua's wedding day. Vegan food on the rise. Gnome diet popular amongst young adults. Box office movie High Weapon hits astonishing $2 billion worldwide. What Generation Z really wants, an independent survey. I think they want more than independent surveys. Although I do think that Gen Z is kind of aware of how surveys are like weight and such like that. So if they want surveys, they do want them to be independently done and full transparency on who's funding them and all that. But, you know, anyway. It looks like I should have given the lost items to the intended recipients right away. At least it'd be better than them disappearing on me like this. I didn't have any lost items. Boter! Miss Rachel? Oops. Sorry, I'm just really excited. I've done it, Boter! Congratulations. Done what? The music I'm making with AJ. I told you about it last time, remember? Oh, yeah, you did. I brought it with me. Check it out, will you? Really? Oh, okay. Oh, I haven't even checked out my Dutch Hill tonight. Delivery cutoff time, no night shift. How to break in hours. Just play board. Oh, nice. Look at the super serious face playing the Switch. Oh my god, I love it. I want to save it. Aqua. I do want to hear Missy's answer for this random fact I learned. Do you know that Friday is more likely to be a 13th day of the month than any other day is? Every year we have 1 to 3 Friday the 13ths. That doesn't seem correct. There's no reason why Friday should be more weighted to be a 13th than any other day. I worked at a sanitation department for nearly 5 years, sometimes back of a truck, sometimes office, sometimes security booth. There were some good points, but it was a pretty toxic environment, so I had to get a better job. Literally and figuratively, yes. One of the buildings they had us in was asbestos on the pipes. Ugh. Gross. Are you sure we can play it? NDAs and stuff? Come on, you silly, we're the only ones here anyway. It'll be fine. I mean, the direction's already changed a lot, so... Oh? Never mind that, just play it, quick! Wistful Nights, serve Rachel dream in blue when she needs inspiration. I just got that as an achievement, that's weird. So, this track is totally inspired by the drink you gave me the other day. That's okay, right? Yeah, of course, you compose the melodies? With Jeremy, yeah! So, like, when I heard the name Dream in Blue, I thought to myself, could it also be read as Dream in Blue? Alright, good point. I mean, you could. It reminded me of the melancholy you feel in the late hours of the night. It's when you're thinking about someone or something with all the what-ifs and unspoken feelings. When I was younger, eggs never really agreed with my stomach, bacon's a little too greasy by itself, sausage occasionally has a texture issue, I don't care for pancakes or waffles, French toast is too eggy. Basically almost every breakfast food I have issue with. I mean, breakfast foods aren't my favorite. Like, I am the type that is very disappointed when fast food places like, oh hey, Wendy's finally added a breakfast menu. Well, that sucks because I liked going to them when they opened at 10 in the morning to get lunch rather than having to wait for 11. You know, when, oh, they open earlier but they're serving breakfast. That said, I do like breakfast sandwiches and stuff, and I can deal with egg in certain contexts, and breakfast food is not my favorite, but I can eat. it in small amounts. It's a longing for all the dreams that have yet to come true. So, dream in blue. What do you think? You know, I think I can see it. I like your take on the name, too. There is just one thing I'm wondering, though. What is it? If this is going to be your new single, wouldn't everyone be expecting to hear your voice? I know, but I already have a plan for that. You'll see. Nice. How are you, by the way, Boter? Just fine, business as usual. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Did Dad come here last night? Henry? Yeah, he did. He was meeting up with Mr. Gala, actually. Okay, that's good to know. Why do you ask? He didn't reply to my text last night, so I wondered what he was doing. Gotcha. You two not see each other often? What do you mean? I just saw him this morning. We still live under the same roof, after all. Oh, that's a surprise. I thought you'd have been raring to move out by the time you turned 21. Well, you're not wrong, but Dad's getting older, you know? He's becoming forgetful too, so I'm a little bit worried. Understandable. Oh, amazing at making breakfast food. Omelets, French toast, everything. Yeah, it tracks, especially cheap, poorly made breakfast. Yeah, there's a much lower floor for breakfast food than most other things. Breakfast burritos are the best bet. Yes! Gregorian calendar is 7 days in a week and 30 to 31 day months, with one 28-day month. Math shakes out that Friday is more likely to be the 13th than any other. Probably not by a huge margin, but enough. I would be interested in going back, let's say at least the last 100 years, to see how that weighs out. Because it could be, but like, every year, all the dates get pushed back by 1 day. Except for a leap year where they get pushed back by 2. With a leap year every 4 days except for the turn of the millennium. Maybe turn of the century too, but I'm not sure on that one. It just feels like it should be evenly weighted when you take a large enough sample size. But again, feelings are not science, and data is science. So I'd have to look at that distribution over a long period of time. Anyway, math. Is data? I don't know, is data? Data? Apparently data is data. Anyway, besides, we don't really have anyone else, you know? None of our extended family even lives in the States, so as much as he's been a nag my whole life, I feel like I should watch over him for now. Right. In repeating a claim I heard on a podcast about an article, haven't done the math myself, nor found the equation, could be wrong. Yeah, I mean, it could just be that, like, the way that things skip. I don't know. Anyway, hello, welcome. Who am I welcoming? Good evening to you, Miss Riona. Hey, Riona. Fancy meeting you here. Hold on. Riona's voice is like this. Okay. Hello. How are you? Sorry, just a second. Alright. It's not quite Riona's voice. Getting there. I know it's front of mouth, but... Okay, so it is centuries, not necessarily millennium. Thank you, Griff Kuba. Huh. Is she alright? I'm not sure. Well, I'll just get a drink first. Right, what do you want? I'll have a cup of milk, please. Milky milk. Brew. Milk. Here you go, a cup of warm milk. Thank you! Got a little bit of the sludge. So what's up? Oh, nothing. Just remembered something. It's nothing special. Don't worry about it. I don't trust it. If we make a fan video, it would also be funny to never film anyone getting into or out of the seats. They just appear and disappear. That'd be fun. Yeah, I'm worried about it now. I don't... Miss, are you alright? No. I think I'm sad. What's wrong? That's right, Rihanna, what's wrong? Oh my god, no. Please. I've been doing a lot of thinking. About what? About my situation. Have you ever felt like something you've been doing your whole life might be a mistake? What makes you think that, miss? Okay, I'm okay with making my voice crack while she's having a hard time, but it's really rough to then switch back and forth to a regular voice. Please monologue. My apologies. I did not mean to be so dramatic. Would you two mind listening to my scattered thoughts? Of course, let it all out. Miss Rachel's right, feel free. After listening to the experiences you and Mr. Lucas had, along with my conversation with Boter and the regulars of this coffee shop, I've gradually realized over the past week that I'm severely lacking in awareness about many things. Huh? And what makes it more troubling is it is likely that my ignorance was on purpose? Ignorance on purpose? What do you mean? Miss Rachel, the position you hold today is a result of your efforts and tenacity. You honed your talent, but you did not shirk from taking risks in order to succeed. Your knowledge of the industry has enabled you to successfully navigate it, and I greatly respect your ability to do so. Mr. Lucas, also, although I do not fully understand his content, he's successful enough that people earn a living through his work. I'm aware that must require a great deal of courage and flexibility. To put it simply, I feel ashamed of myself because I may have become too comfortable with the status quo, to the point that I no longer strive to improve my situation. Are you really, though? I mean, you've been trying your best, right? I've been trying, yes. But haven't been trying my best? That's debatable. And about my intentional ignorance, I'm simply afraid. Afraid? I understand I have only a small chance of being selected for a role in a play. I really do. I understand it's due to my lack of network and the industry's expectations, along with my lack of a higher education, and for the simple fact of what I am. I'm truly fine with all that. I really am, because all bits of pain I'm already familiar with. And perhaps somewhere in the deepest depths of my heart, I'm having to face unfamiliar rejections again. Having to get used to new pain all over again. The idea just might be... it might be difficult. Miss... I apologize for all this ruckus. I didn't... Miss Rihanna, would you please allow me to make you a drink? It's on the house. But Boter insists, right? Right. What was that pie you ate the other day? The blueberry hibiscus mint pie? Did you like it? I did. Quite a lot, actually. Then I'll make something special just for you. Could you tell me its flavor profile? Give me a moment. The blueberry was sweet and fresh, and the crust was buttery. The flavor was enhanced by the tartness of hibiscus and the herbal coolness of mint. Just a very sweet blueberry pie with hibiscus and mint. Okay, so that was... Very sweet. So I think we gotta go honey and then mint. That has 6 sweetness. That one's more bitter. No, hold on. Reset. Very sweet with mint. Ahoy, hoy, welcome, Katie Butt. How's it going? Berry blue hibiscus pie. Oh my god, look at all that. 1 pie in a cup coming up. Look at that. Alright, what? Hold on. Why? Oh, whatever. Okay, we got that. And also, let's check Tomodachi really quick. What do we get? We got another one for Rachel. With my family cat's milking you. And one for Riona. Awesome. I need to take this as a recommendation list. One pie in a cup coming up. Wow, Boter, that is extra. It kind of is, isn't it? But it's so pretty. Thank you. It really is. Well done, Boter. Are you really serving a warm pie filling to your customer? It's not a pie filling. I simply make fruit cordials with honey. And I just happen to have the blueberry one on hand. Sure. It's not a pie filling, trust me. Hoi hoi, Katie. You missed me saying "but" over and over earlier. It's true. More like Rigor Mortis accidentally dropped a spoiler into chat and then spammed it off the page. At least half of that spamming was the word "but." The other half was boop. Anyway, while voice acting Riona on the verge of tears, I need to blow my nose. Ugh. Okay, Boter. Sit like a normal person. Get up here. Be in frame. Sit like a normal person? Yeah, right. It's not. It's nice. Thank you. You're very welcome. What's on your mind? Right now, I'm rethinking my true motivation for doing all of this. The driving force behind everything I've done up to this point. Well, what was it? Huh? Your driving force before you started questioning it. I wish to break free from the shackles of prejudice. Whether it's society's or my own. Not only for myself, but also for my kind. I see. So, doesn't have to be opera, right? Pardon? Reaching that goal can be done a lot of ways. Like politics. You're not wrong. But... I mean, that was just an example. Jeez. But I admit, being an entertainer is probably the fastest way to win people over. But that's not what you want to do, is it? My heart trembles for the opera. That's why I wish to pursue it as long as I'm able. However, I believe it's also time for me to consider expanding my horizons. Oh? I simply do not want to be trapped in my own fear forever. Although I do regret that my one-track-minded efforts might have been in vain. I don't think everything you've done so far is in vain, though. Have you considered a musical theater? I think Rachel's gonna pitch that Riona does the vocals on that track. Okay. In fact, we're gonna switch back to that. There we go. Let's switch back to the track. Also, like, why does it still... There. Stupid notification, go away. I don't think everything you've done so far is in vain, though. I mean, I always believe in sincere efforts, but never mind that. What are you gonna do now? I'm not sure. I already rejected Mr. Lucas's offer. Lucas? He's an influencer who's been coming in here recently. Why does the name ring a bell? Oh wait, is that fuckboy that stood me up? You know him? Not closely, but I think we follow each other on Tamacho? If it's even the same Lucas, I mean. What was the offer for? I was offered a spot on his new show. While he's still unsure of the format, his aim is to elevate underrated talents. To showcase and interview them in order to bring their work to the forefront. I see. So what if you rejected his offer? Call him. Huh? Or text him, tell him you changed your mind. What's the worst that could happen? People are allowed to change their minds. If he rejects you, well, that's his loss, isn't it? I'm not sure it'd be his loss necessarily. Shh. Just do it. Text him. Yeah. Okay. Oh, the little wink from Rachel. He responded. What'd he say? He told me to stay here, cause he's coming here soon. Huh. Does he live, like, nearby or something? No, not really. But it seems he had some things to do around here. I see. What a great coincidence. Y'all are planning something. Like, Rachel, you're scheming, Rachel. I'd appreciate being let in on the scheme. And that means you can clear things up in person. You're right. Thank you for giving me the courage, Miss Rachel. Just Rachel, could you? Alright. Although I regret my one-track mindset, I cannot say it's been entirely detrimental to my life. Scheming, I don't know what you're talking about. As it is a habit formed during my time living in the commune. Commune? We banshees used to congregate together in order to protect ourselves from the outside world. Each of us tended to have a specific role in the commune, and we would all work together as one. Like gears in a machine. Interesting. I didn't know that. But you left the commune, correct? Yes. Was it difficult? No, because we're not a cult. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's okay. The commune is simply a defense mechanism from the distant past. So the reason we don't see a lot of banshees around is it because many still choose to remain in the commune? Right. The world still isn't kind to us. However, we are aware that eventually we must reopen ourselves to the outside world. It was for that reason I learned to drive. You seem to be fond of driving. I am. It's like having a mobile fortress, which is why I find driving calming. Carpool karaoke, Riona! Do it! Even in traffic? Well, a mobile fortress, huh? Never thought of cars that way, but that's interesting. Are we glorifying personal transportation now? What is my liberal mind doing with this? Ugh. This game is fine with cops and personal transportation, blah blah blah. Cars are fine. I think we should up public transportation so that we don't need to rely on cars, particularly in downtown areas like Seattle, in urban environments, but cars are not the devil. I'm literally having a brain aside about cars. Yeah, public transportation needs to be a lot better. I'm speaking in the United States, but also, like, I have a friend in the UK who is, like, locally famous for being the guy that fights the bus companies whenever they try to get rid of a line near him. So, it's like, what's he famous for? He's doing CG stuff on the internet with Star Wars, bus stuff, and hashtag not my cat a whole lot. Because I actually understand what she's talking about, Mobile Fortress. Not only because of projects. Excuse me, I apologize. I did not mean to burp into the mic. Because of Project Zomboid. Yeah, so like... For me, a car was like personal freedom because I always had to rely on my parents for a ride everywhere all through high school. And just being able to do what I wanted because there was no option for like public transportation or anything. Because I lived in a small town kind of thing. I had a couple of traffic lights, but you know, still small. Sorry, I noticed a new spot on this 16-year-old map on the wall. But also, like, it is a very personal space. Maybe not, you know, not a fortress from, like, a defense kind of thing, but from, like, a wear your armor standpoint. You know, I saw this text post going around that's like, you know, wear your armor, whatever makes you be able to deal with the world. You know, if that's painting your nails, if that's wearing that comfort shirt, whatever it is, wear what makes you able to deal with the world. And so from that perspective, like, a car can be that. It can be your personal retreat, your comfort place on wheels. Cars have a lot of value. The United States should rely on them less. These are both true statements. Anyway, back to it. So when you said everyone had a specific role, what do you mean by that? I'm sorry, I'm just curious. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Well, we don't have a Banshee Culture Center anywhere. Time to start one then. Perhaps it's best if I use an specific example, such as my mother's role. Oh? Her role is to trade. In the event that we need to increase our supply or sell our products, or simply in need of some negotiating, it's my mother who would do the job. She must travel to the nearest city or town in order to exchange goods. And she's our representative when other communities need to discuss things with us. Right. Everyone's work has equal weight. One's in charge of food and drink, another's in charge of all our laundry. Everyone has a responsibility to set up schedules and organize the collection of goods. So, like, does each role only have one bearer at a time? No, sometimes there's two or more depending on the power needed. It's all about balance. So one car in particular that became my truly safe space in a very tumultuous time. It was the only home I had. That it carried me past when it should have broken down. I loved that car. I really do miss my last car. I mean, I love my current car, but I still sorely miss it sometimes. I see. Interesting. Does your mom still fulfill her role to this day? Yes. Although, there are times when I wish she would retire. Lucas? Hey! Why? She's doing a good job with it, but the role truly changed her. Oh, she had to endure years of animosity. She had to negotiate everyone's way out of trouble, or to simply defend the commune. That is such a heavy burden. It is, but she refuses to accept any help offered to her. Why? Because it became her identity, I think. Oh, you're here? How could you miss bright yellow hoodie sitting right next to you? Stop winking. Yeah. Hey, lady. I was starting to wonder when you were going to say something. I'd introduce myself, but I want to hear Riona's story. Fine by me. It is as Mr. Lucas said. I thought we were already past all that formal stuff. Am I wrong? Well, you still call her lady. But she is. Shh. The lady is speaking. Oh, okay, sorry. It is as Lucas said. Our discussion the other day led to the same conclusion for me as well. My mother's protective instincts turned into an angry sense of pride. Oh. So while she performs her role really well, her anger often gets the best of her. Things are way calmer for our commune now, so I'm thankful for that. But unfortunately, the damage has already been done. Right. That's when I understood why she was angry too. If your mom had to deal with haters all her life. And you were pretty much in the front seat for all that? Ugh. Tough. I guess I can relate in some ways. The Nakamimi culture is also quite strict, although nowhere as rigid as yours. We're heavily stereotyped as being very mid? Like, mediocre in all ways aside from being pretty and cute. Although don't get me wrong, I am cute. But it makes me wonder, how much of our survival instincts turned into bad stereotypes? First of all, Rachel's not wrong. She's very cute. I love her jacket. Things have changed so much for everyone. And coordinating with the hair streak. Ugh. Rocket girl. Your eye color. Everything. Rachel, I love you. Which means we should have moved on from terrible prejudices decades ago, right? So why are so many still stuck with outdated and bad perceptions? Well, actually, that's exactly why. Life's complicated, change is hard. Learning and unlearning stuff takes time and mental energy, right? And there are billions of living beings in this world. That's why many folks choose to reduce their worlds to a size they can handle. All based on their priorities, of course. I mean, it's no different from how everyone chooses content to consume. Yeah, and sadly, different culture is probably one of the last things on most beings' minds. Unless you already have a vested interest in it, then it's a different story. That makes sense? We all need to survive, I understand that. However, I feel some things just shouldn't be excused. The things we do, the principles we hold, all of it has an impact on others, in one way or another. Right. Yeah, for sure. So, about your show. Yeah? You're in, right? Are you still unsure about the format? Well, I'm still trying to put it all in order on paper, so kinda? Like, I know I want to do a podcast, a deep dive, and a showcase, but I'm still trying to figure out a great way to fit them all in nicely. Once I'm done, I'll let you know for sure. What are you planning to show, anyway? How do you think it'll help the guests? Ooh, curious, aren't we? Basically, I want to cover stuff that's interesting and underrated from around the city, and beyond if it takes off, but let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we? Nah, scratch that. I know it'll take off. That's some confidence you got there. Even though you're not sure what the format will be? You might not know the exact format yet, but all the elements needed to make a good show are locked and loaded already. Really? What are they? Well, there's already so much content out there, right? And you can't deny that today's audience gets bored easily too. If something doesn't appeal to them immediately, they'll just click away. So how to keep them engaged and stick with us, you ask? Well, from my experience, you need roughly 5 things down pat to keep a show going. The first one being the format itself, which, ironically, is the only thing I don't have yet. Anyway, a proper format has good consistency. Could be the way the show's cut, or how the information flows. It's to build familiarity with the audience, and makes things easier for the creator, too. Nerdglass's format evolved over time, but it definitely had a lot of constant touchstones, so yeah. That makes sense. The next thing you need is topics. Sure, you can have a main theme for your show, like singing or cooking or anything, really. Having a theme's essential, but getting topics flowing is essentialer. Because even singing will need more than one song, right? Same with cooking, you need to show many techniques, recipes, all that jazz. Side note, I stopped by Northshire yesterday. Among the things I was looking to pick up was Baking Yesteryear by Dylan Hollis. He's someone on TikTok that got big on looking up old recipes, like old cookbooks. Oh, we're making secret cornbread from 1903. And you're not going to believe what the secret... It's a 3-ingredient thing, and you're not going to... you will not guess what the secret ingredient was. And yeah, it was Cheese Whiz. But anyway, and a lot of it's that's surprisingly good. Why is that good? And then some are that was jellied meatloaf, and that was bad. That was bad. That was everything bad. That was everything worse. Anyway, his book came out either this past Tuesday or the week before. Northshire got some, already sold out, so I've got another one on order. Cocaine! Oh, well, close. Anyway, that's Baking Yesteryear by Dylan Hollis, as long as he's mentioning cooking stuff. Utopus was talking to me about this because we were talking about Civil War coffee. Nice. I made one of the things that he highlighted, and it was like a 3-ingredient peanut butter cookie. I want to do it again, actually. But anyway. That's true, right? Since the goal of the show is to shine a spotlight on all things underrated, I figured it should start small and nearby, but still have the potential to grow. And what's better for that than exploring the city and its inhabitants in depth? Especially since I'm fairly new here and all. Oh. You get what I'm saying? I can see there are many interesting topics to discuss. Yeah, like locations, events, history. Yes, and many interesting individuals to meet. Definitely. The projects, side projects, plenty of things to cover. Makes sense. What's next? Know your audience. Honestly, in this internet era, you don't have to appeal to everyone. If you do it right, you can target just one type of audience and still get a lot of eyes. Fortunately, I have my base audience already, but since the show will be in a completely new format, a lot of them will reject it. Because people do not like change? That's right! But honestly, that's fine. I'm trying to attract an audience that's more open-minded. And I can help elevate the stuff we're gonna spotlight. Like, say if we cover musicians, they'll go to their sites or live shows. Some cool neighborhood project, they'll be eager to check it out. A cool coffee shop, they'll be interested in visiting. Wink, wink. Oh. Anyway, you all know what I mean. The next thing's audio quality, great visuals and edits, you know the drill. Of course. And the last thing you need for a good show is... me. ... There's also one rich general who ordered a professional... there's one Civil War monument to a guy who went to the battlefield on the Union side with a pot of coffee and, dodged bullets so he could get coffee to his comrades. And one rich general who ordered a professional coffee maker to his wagon gained popularity by giving real, well-made coffee to his soldiers, who otherwise were issued rations of green, unroasted coffee beans that they had to roast in pans and grind themselves. The South, by the way, could not get coffee because they were embargoed, That's where the historical food TikTok dude comes in. There were lots of substitutes for coffee being touted, and historical cooking dude tried them all, and they all apparently sucked. Womp womp. Hey, what's with the awkward silence? I mean, personality and smarts. To find info, you need to be resourceful. And to relay information well, you need a good personality, right? Well, I'm your guy. What? What's so funny? Am I not the perfect guy? Resourceful, huh? Really? Oh, so that's what you're questioning, huh? I'm just saying. Because didn't you say you're new to the city? So, oh, I see how it is. But you really thought this through. I'm kind of impressed. Well, thank you. Probably won't be anywhere near as big as your talk show, though, I'll tell you that. Huh? Rumor has it your manager's trying to get your old girl band back together. I'd heard there'll be a talk show or something for it. Really? How'd you hear that? I have my ways. I didn't get the info from shady sources, I promise. Well, okay, I'll give you that, resourceful guy. Sometimes in between battles, Union and Confederate soldiers would sneak into one another's camps and trade coffee from the north for tobacco from the south, because both were hard to get for the opposing side. You should really rename it the War of the Vices. This has been things I learned from Utopos. I mean, I could think of other things that the Civil War should be renamed before then, but, you know, as long as we're accepting names, it's certainly worth having a subtitle. But your information's outdated already. Oh? Because I won't be in the show. Why? Well, I actually like the idea of a comeback, but if it were to happen, I'd want new branding, you know? Like a new us to show we've grown. Ah, I get that 100%. That's too bad. Why? I think you have a talent for getting people to talk. You're able to read the room with sensitivity. Therefore, I would definitely be interested in watching your talk show program. You think so? Oh, I'm flattered. You're right about that, though. I'm pretty good. But I'd rather express myself through my music, my songs, and my performances. You know? Yeah, I understand that very well. Then do you want to be our first guest? Me? Why? I thought you wanted to highlight independent artists. Well, aren't you making a new kind of music lately, Miss Rachel? So you actually have a side project. Well, yeah, but I was kidding about inviting you earlier, but hey, maybe it'd work out after all. How about a new channel, will ya? You wish. Actually, for a first episode, not a bad topic at all. Vice is too nice a term for slavery, but it is also a vice, a vicious one. True. All that true. Like, your pilot could bring in a name that's more established so you get some of their audience, but about something new that they're doing and helps you establish things. Then you go with more unknowns after that. But I think as a pilot, having Rachel on the program would be a very good move. Wanted off to see if Vicious and Vice are related. The answer is yes. I could see it. Hadn't thought about it, but I see it. I'm a very busy Nekomimi. But maybe... Who? What is it, Boter? I thought your plan was to have Miss Riona as your first guest. Oh. Well, about that. I'm definitely jumping the gun here, but... I was kinda hoping you'd be my co-host instead. What? Me? I was gonna ask you later, but Boter over here cornered me something fierce. Oops. Sorry. Nice use of the tilde in type speech to imply tone. Yeah, I'm enjoying voicing the tilde. She's using it a fair amount. Why me? I like the way you explain difficult subjects, and I really enjoy talking to you. You have plenty of knowledge and experience from being on the road a lot. And all your stories are so damn interesting. Plus, someone needs to offset my chaotic personality. Like contrasting hosts, huh? Yeah, what's more, she's not nervous talking in front of the camera at all. Well, she is a performer. I know, I'm just saying she's a natural on camera. So yeah, that's what I was gonna ask later if you want to be my co-host. Only if you're interested, of course. I might need a moment to consider. Of course, take your time. However, if you are open to receiving input, may I throw in an idea for the format of the show? For real? Of course you may. And I'm staying until you all tell me everything I missed. Okay. Yeah, the night's still young anyway. Is that the end of the night? Okay, well they talked about that the rest of the night, I guess. I wanted to be there for the planning meeting. I've done things like planning a show and stuff before. Alright, that's it for that day. Anyway, is this day Bailey's and Louis' wedding then? What if the podcast was an opera? Co-hosting together can be stressful, can put a strain on a relationship. Well, it's like anything when you're working together. You need to know what you're doing, you need to communicate a lot. Yeah, like, if they end up co-hosting together, I think it'd be a good show. I want to make sure that they're taking care of themselves while they're doing it as well. Pop Red Cast Opera. You're trying. Podcast of the Opera.